Okay, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, so today we're going to take a look at profit and loss, right, and see how we can tie in that to percentages and whatnot. Okay, so we can define what they both are. I think we did that last day. So profit, what is a profit? Right, we could probably put here in terms of money, if you would like to make it a little easier. What is a profit?
So a profit is where you buy something for a certain amount and sold it for less, and you get more, get back the money.
Okay, so any gain, um, any gain on an amount of money, right? That's because we use it in terms of money just to make it a little clearer here first. So if I was, for example, I bought a cake for, let's say, $6, and I sold it for $8. Right, sorry about that. It's $8. What was my profit? Right, so I made a profit of $2. Cool. What about loss?
So a loss is how much like you pay for something and you just sell it for less, so you make a loss on it.
Okay, good. So is any decrease on the amount of money? Right, just vaguely speaking here. So exact same example, but instead, so I bought a cake right? So I bought a cake for $6 again. Let's say that for $6, and let's say a friend wanted it. I say, well, I want to sell it for, since it's my friend, I'll say that let's sell it for $4. Okay, $4. What did I do, or what did I get? Did I make a profit or I make a loss?
A loss, sir.
So I made a loss. A loss of how much?
$2, sir.
Loss of $2. Good. So now that we understand what is profit and loss, right? We want to look at some examples, right? And how could we implement these things on a more a more real life basis, right? So another thing I would like to talk about before I start looking at some with examples is tax and discounts, right? So tax and discounts. So what is a tax? Like, what is tax? Anybody can tell me what tax is? or tax on a certain object or thing. Okay, so let's leave tax for a little while. What about discount? What is a discount?
So a discount is where you get an amount of money off on something.
Okay, so a decrease on the sum of money for something. So we think of taxes.
So income, like you gain more.
All right, well, it's not you getting more, but um a or an increase. Let's say it's an increase on the sum of money for something, right? Let's just write that a little better. For something. Okay, good. So now we know what a tax is and what a discount is. Right, so let's give an example for a tax. I wouldn't write it down here, but let's just talk about it. So suppose I go to a store, right, and I see a nice dress for a girl or whatever, and I want to buy it. So I go on and ask the clerk how much for it, and he tells me, well, $120 for it. And when I go to the counter, the person tells me, well, the total sum is $130, right? So that extra $10 is called tax. So they pay you pay that extra for some reason, right? Usually the tax in Trinidad where we are is called VAT, value added tax, and at some point in time it was 15%. Right, so you'd have to pay 15% on any goods that you usually buy. Right, so discount, right, is what we like, right? So when we go to the market or somewhere and someone says one for $5, but they'll give us three for 10. Well, if it's one for five, three would have been for 15. But since we are paying 10 for it, we get a discount of $5. Right? Or for this time only, you'll get a discount on such and such. Right? So these are some real life and everyday examples. So let's take a look at some numerical examples. Yeah. So it right? So they told us a suit sold for $900 is usually it usually sells for $1,200, and they want us to calculate, right? So calculate. So they want this part, the discount right? Part two, the discount percentage. Right? Yeah, let's just leave it there for now. So the suit is sold for $900 and it usually sells for $1,200. And they want us to calculate the discount and the discount percentage. So what's the first thing we need to do? to find the discount. Well, what do you think the discount is?
So $300.
Yeah, the discount is $300. But how did we get that?
So you say 9. 9 minus 1200.
Huh? 900 minus 1200. Let's say it will be 1200 minus 900. Right, which we get as $300. See, we already know it is a discount. So we know that the money is being taken off. So we just need to take the bigger one and minus the smaller one from it. Okay, so we have $300. Now, how am I going to get the discount as a percentage? And this is the important thing here. How do I get the discount as a percentage? Now, when you're doing percentages like these, like profit, loss, tax, discount, whichever it is, the percentage is always of the cost price, right? This here is your cost price. This is how much you would usually pay for it, right? So the discount percentage is equal to the discount value, which is 300, divided by the total amount, which is 1200, multiply by what? How do I change this fraction to a percentage?
So multiply by 100 over 1.
Multiply by 100 over 1. Right, and then we could cancel down some things. So we could say 300, 300 into 1200 is 4, and 4 into 100 is 25. So that is equal to 25%, which would make sense because if we do 25% of 1200, we get the $300, which is the discount, which is what we see. Right, so we got the percentage. Right, so this is part 2. Let's label that properly. Right, so let's take a look at another example. Okay, so in this one, we are told that a man sells clothes for a living. He usually buys in bulk for $2,400. On a good day, he earns $3,000. Calculate his profit and his profit percentage. Okay, so they want us to calculate his profit. So right away, his profit would be what? how would I calculate his profit?
So you have to take away the money that he earned and the money that he paid for.
Right, so we have $3,000 minus the $2,400 or 2,400, however you like to say it, and that is equal to how much?
$600.
$600. Good. Cool. So now that we know his profit, how do we calculate his profit percentage?
Say for the 600 over the 3,000 and you
Right.
multiply by 100 over 1.
Yes, now. So the thing is not the 3,000. What was the amount of money he would pay for it? The amount of money he paid.
2,400.
2,400.
2,400. Good. So it will be the 600 over the 2,400. Right? Because that is what he made the profit on. Right? So it will be 2,400, and then of course multiply by the 100 over. Right, cancel on some things. 6 into 6, 1, 6 into 24. That is 4, and all the hundreds cancel. All right, which happens to be 25% again. Right, so the profit, he made 25% of his money. Right, which is actually a pretty high profit. Okay, so let's look at a different kind of lesson. Okay, so we are told that a woman sells flowers for $10 a bundle, and some started to go bad, so she made a 5% loss. So let's assume that you only sell one bundle here. Right? How much money did she lose, and what was the selling price? Right? So how would I find how much money she lost? Right? So I will start off by recognizing she lost 5%, so that I need to know. So money lost was 5%, which is 5 over 100, multiplied by the 10 over 1, which was my cost price, right? Or my selling price, I guess, right? So this one would work out to be, to work down, that's 2, it's 1. So we get a half, but since we are dealing with money, $0.50 is just 50 cents, right? $0.50. Okay, so we lost 50 cents. So what was the selling price? So therefore, selling price . . would be your $10 minus the 50 cents that you lost. Yeah? Because remember, it's a loss, it's not profit. You make a loss. So that's why we are subtracting. So 10 minus 50 cents, that is $9.50. And that's how we do this problem. So I will stop there for today. Right, and when we come back tomorrow, we would look at some more structured questions on profit and loss. And we would also implement some formulae that we could use, like some general formulae that we could use to solve these questions. Any questions on this before we are closed or dismissed?
No, sir.
All right, so thank you for coming, and I'll see you all tomorrow.